New week and a new month. It is Monday, June 1st. Welcome into another episode of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better and Green. Guys, we are off a great weekend in baseball. Went 4-1. Really have been attacking the pitcher props and went 2-1 on those over the weekend. Had our first loser yesterday, which disappointed. That's actually my first pitching prop loss ever, I believe. I have not played many of them, probably 10 or so in my life, and majority have been this year. I think we've done 4 or 5 this year. That was unfortunately my first loss, but 2-1 over the weekend, 2-0 on MLB sides over the weekend as well. So 4-1 MLB run. That being said, May was not good here on the show. Now, Friday was good in our last show that we had. Quick recap: we went 2-1 plus a unit. We lost with the Athletics on the money line, but we won with San Diego, won with Milwaukee on the money line. I had Milwaukee as a best bet on Friday night. But overall for the show in May, 27, 34, and 2, minus 6.7 units. So not great, guys. However, June, looking forward to it. June is the first month that we tracked on the show last season, and we did very well. 32, 21, and 1 plus 10.8 units. So I have high hopes that June is going to be another really good month, and with the 4-1 weekend, I'm feeling really good heading in here. So yeah, we're gonna kill it this month, guys. Looking forward to it. Before I get into the plays, now is a great time to hit that subscribe button on our channel. We are killing it right now. I just had another fantastic month of May all across the board, mainly in the NBA and in the NHL, and I'm doing daily videos through the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals. Stanley Cup starts tomorrow, NBA on Wednesday, so cannot wait for those, guys. Hop along, hit the subscribe button, and join me in the profits on those sports while they last. Daily MLB, weekly UFC, auto racing, and PGA as well. Absolutely killed the auto racing yesterday, so really proud of that. Great way to wrap up May, but let's get into June, guys. Now, shortened, I believe only 9 games on the slate here. We found 3 plays. Unfortunately, 2 of them are going to be in the same game, but yeah, kind of what happens when we have a shortened slate. So let's get into it. It's going to be the 7:40 Eastern start time between the Chicago White Sox and the Minnesota Twins. We have the Twins as a minus 155 home favorite, plus 130 coming back here on Chicago. Over-under of 8. On the mound, we have Joe Ryan, the ace in the rotation there for the Twins. And then we have David Sandlin going for the White Sox. Now, I don't know a ton about Sandlin. He does have some decent numbers here in his one start. He got the win, 1.5 ERA, 0.17 whip, 6 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, no walks. So good start there for Sandlin. Joe Ryan, 3-3 on the season, a 2.94 ERA, 0.93 whip, 70 strikeouts, only 14 walks for him. We know how good Joe Ryan is. That being said, I like the White Sox plus 130 here on the money line. The Sox are rolling right now, and this is, in my opinion, mispriced because of Joe Ryan on the mound. But I mean, the Sox right now are the better team. Sandlin looks to be, a good up-and-coming young pitcher. And, Joe Ryan, yeah, he is their ace. He is their best pitcher in that rotation. But, just 3-3 on the year. His numbers aren't, glaring by any means. So I like the White Sox here. And I do like the spot for Chicago as well. They're starting off a road trip here in Minnesota. On their previous homestand, they ended up going 6-1, swept my Tigers over the weekend, took 3 out of 4 against these Minnesota Twins last week as well. So they're playing really good baseball. Now hitting the road, I like that spot there for them. Meanwhile, the Twins, they are back off a very, very long road trip. They were in Boston for 3 games where they got the sweep, and then things went downhill. 4 games in Chicago against the White Sox, took just 1 out of 3. And over the weekend, they were down in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. They did get swept in that series. So, some urgency here for the Twins, but coming back, first game back home off, like I said, a very long road trip where they've not been home since May the 20th. I don't like that spot at all for the Twins. I think we're getting a very nice price on the White Sox, and this is also going to be the game where we double up. I'm looking at Joe Ryan under 17.5 outs. Plus 140 is what I'm going to give that out at. Shop around. You can get as high as plus 150. Also, there's 118.5 out there. Juice to the moon. But I really wanted an 18.5 in this one. I think if he gets to 18, that will be his cap. I'm hoping he has a higher pitch count. And like I said, I do like Chicago here, so I think they can get the bats going, get his pitch count elevated, and hopefully he can get pulled after the fifth or somewhere there early in the sixth. But, point blank on Joe Ryan, he went 7.2 innings last time out against this White Sox club. Pitched in the high 90s. I believe he had 98 pitches, so I wish he had just a few more up in the mid hundreds. But I like that he's replaying the White Sox here. He went more innings than what we're used to seeing. He did pitch 7 innings back on April 11th against the Blue Jays, and then the next start he pitched exactly 6. So he's usually a 6 inning pitcher, which would equate to the 18 outs, which is why I really wanted 18 and a half. And again, if you want a juiced one, I think it's like minus 185, under 18 and a half. You could play it that way. That's probably the safer route. But at plus 140, Joe Ryan under 17 and a half outs, I think is worth a little sprinkle there. I think Chicago can get to him. Again, I like that it's Chicago. His 2 back-to-back starts, both against the White Sox. I think that's hitter advantage there in the second start because they've seen him now. They know what he's going to throw at them. So, yeah, I like Joe Ryan under his pitching outs at 17 and a half, plus 140, and the White Sox money line plus 130. Let's go to our final game on the card. 9:38 Eastern between the Colorado Rockies and the LA Angels. Angels minus 200. Laughable price as your home favorite. Plus 166 on the road for the Rockies. Yeah, it's Jose Soriano on the mound for the Angels, but there's no chance I'm laying minus 200 with the Angels. That price is insane. Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. Now his numbers suck. He's 1-6, 8.08 ERA, 1.75 WHIP, 39 strikeouts, 14 walks. Soriano 6-4, 2.65 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 78 strikeouts, 231 walks. Now I like Soriano. He is a good pitcher, but he has not been nearly as good in his last few starts. He really started off the year on fire. He has kind of regressed, and there's no way I'm laying minus 200 with the Angels. I don't care who's on the mound. I don't care if it's Skeens. I don't care if it's Skubal. Obviously, they don't play for the Angels, but, it doesn't matter. I'm not laying that price with the Angels here. I like the Rockies. We'll take the plus 1.5 runs at minus 125 for the official play here. And I do like the spot here for the Rockies as well. They are off a 3-game little homestand where they took 2 out of 3. They ended up losing yesterday's game in embarrassing fashion to San Francisco, 6-19. Now they get to hit the road here for just 3 quick ones in LA against the Angels. Really like that spot, especially off the embarrassing loss to the Giants. I think it's good that they get away from their home arena or home stadium, but they did win the series. So, they carry some momentum, but also a little blemish from the embarrassing loss. Meanwhile, the Angels, they're making their first start back home off a 6-game road trip. They had 3 in Detroit against the Tigers, 3 down in Tampa Bay against the Rays. They went 3-3 on the road trip, so feeling pretty good about themselves. They did lose yesterday to the Rays, but now they have to travel all the way from Tampa Bay back to Los Angeles. No day of rest. Really bad spot. Only 3 games at home before facing the Dodgers in LA, but on the road. So bad spot for the Angels. Terrible price for the Angels. I like the Rockies plus 125 or minus 125 at plus 1.5 runs. So thank you guys for watching. That will wrap it. Again, Chicago White Sox money line plus 130. Joe Ryan under 17.5 outs plus 140. And Rockies plus 1.5 runs minus 125. Again, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below if you have some time. Consider subscribing to our channel. Tell your friends. Ring the bell. Also, massive trade in the NFL today, and I do have an instant reaction video out right now on our page. So go check that out. And we did a NASCAR video yesterday for last night's race. Absolutely killed it. Had a lot of spot-on predictions. So if you're interested in betting NASCAR in the future, go back, check that one out, see how I break down the race, and tune in next week. But thanks for watching, guys. Good luck tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Daily Dingers, brought to you by Better and Green.